Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all of you. My name is Rose Ayusha Zubedi Karim, the moderator for today. I hope all of you are doing fine. So our discussion for today is about, is it easy to be recruited and selected for a job as a fresh graduate in Malaysia? As you know, the recruitment and selection of employees is one of the practice in human resource management that fundamentally affects hierarchical institutions. In extending as a fresh graduate, opportunities surely will give a wide scope of issues and difficulties, particularly in the ongoing circumstances and vulnerability, whether in Malaysia or university. So, difficulties like innovation and ability, monetary and economy, political and authoritative, and social and work culture absolutely must be considered, as it will straightforwardly embroil the HRM field as well as the execution and its appraising principle globally overall. This forum discussion examines the issues and difficulties in enrolling and choosing as an employee among fresh graduates in Malaysia. It will recognize the holes and suggestions to guarantee the adequacy in dealing and with enlistment and choice exercise in Malaysia. Before we go further, let me introduce our panel for today. So, firstly, Ms. Nur Atika Aida binti Muhammad Ismail. And then our second panel, Mr. Iqbal Hakim bin Shamsuddin. Our third panel, Ms. Sarah Hanim A. Fazil. And lastly, Ms. Sita Aisyah binti Abdul Karim. This discussion is based on academic research and will conduct until the maximum of 50 minutes. Without wasting our time, let's start with our first panel. Panel 1, would you like to share your opinion with us? Please welcome.
Thank you for inviting me to participate in this forum. I strongly believe that the fresh graduate in Malaysia are easily recruited and selected for a job employment. My first point is fresh graduates are more easily recruited and selected for the employment because they can better adapt to the company culture. Fresh graduates may not have much experience, but they are more willing to learn as much as they can. They are similar to the blank sheet in that they lack primarily view and perspective on the workplace politics. Indeed, fresh graduates have excelled in lifetime learning. What I mean is that a fresh graduate are more eager to learn and cannot wait to prove themselves. They can also adapt to any organization culture as it is similar to blank sheet, as I mentioned before. If you set the bar high enough, fresh graduates should have no problem adjusting to your company ambition. So, my second method to consider that the fresh graduates are more digitally savvy that can use a new technologies to their own. In reality, given the today youth are far more technologically educated than previous generation. They will further increase the self-confidence and productivity of the individual. Having IT skill, for example, will help you to save money and time by allowing you to solve your own IT problem. In addition, being able to develop an innovative culture that leads to new idea, new talent, and creative concept that have been tried before. Were born and raised in digital environment. Fresh graduates have a lot of worldly knowledge and shower many more ideas, even if they lack experience while working. As a result, I agree that the recruitment and selection for a fresh graduate in Malaysia is a good thing for an organization. We should give them the opportunity to expand their experience and give innovation to the company. Thank you.
Thank you to members of our first panel, Ms. Atika. The first panel just state that fresh graduates are more easily recruited and selected for employment because they can better adapt to the company culture. So, Mr. Iqbal, would you like to say something about that? You may start to present your claims. Panel, Mr. Iqbal.
Okay, first and foremost, I wanted to say thank you to the first panel, which is Atika Aida, for the explanation about this issue. To be honest, to be hired as soon as we graduate from the university is such a blessing, but it requires the student to find as many opportunities and skills as they can. Somehow, people tend to think that it is hard for the fresh graduate to be hired and selected whenever they just graduated in Malaysia is conversely wrong. Without a doubt, you should explore a few job searching websites such as jobstreet.com.my that consists of thousands of job offers in the last 2 weeks. So it shows that there's still a bunch of job opportunity only for the fresh graduate in searching job searching website. But it requires them to put thousands of effort in exploring the opportunities. To be specific, most of the job opportunities offered in the last 2 weeks are preschool, kindergarten, engineers in the factories, and mini malls. Thus, it will allow them, which is fresh graduate, to apply as many positions as they want that suits well with their qualification, where it might bring new opportunities and also a lot of opportunities for them at the end of the day. As a result, they will have bunch of options that will allow them to choose the best option for them, especially when it comes to salaries, benefit, and also location. Furthermore, the other reason why fresh graduate is easy to get job whenever they just graduated is because the number of employers that started to believe that fresh graduate is an investment for them is growing. In short, the main reason is because fresh graduate bring new perspective that definitely can help the organization itself to keep growing and be able to compete with their competitors in the future. For example, a website called Hired Lab started that the fresh graduate will bring new perspective, especially when it comes to modern issues about the industry itself. Hence, they will come up with variety of solutions that are more reliable and suitable. In addition to this, they are more exposed to the social media, where it will lead them to explore and gain knowledge from wide variety of experts and also companies where they can suggest and implement toward the company itself. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Iqbal, for your opinion. Was a good support and evidence. So we can say that a fresh graduate bring new perspective that definitely can help the organization itself to keep growing and be able to compete with their competitors in the future. Alright, Miss Sarah, whenever you are ready, please present your counter argument against the claims. Please welcome Miss Sarah.
Thank you so much, moderator. I strongly disagree that fresh graduates in Malaysia are easily recruited and selected in job employment. According to Malaysia Ministry of Education, 290,000 of fresh graduates that enter the employment market, almost 20% can't find a job within 6 months after graduation. The main reason is because fresh graduates lack employability skill and fail to demonstrate a good attitude. My first point is fresh graduate lack employability skill. The Malaysian Employers Federation salary survey show that there has been no improvement in the quality of Malaysian graduate in terms of English language proficiency and communication skill. So this indicates that there is a gap between what the job market require and the graduate competency after completing their study. Graduate must master employability skill, thinking skill, including personal qualities. This is because the ability of graduate to communicate, convey their ideas, understand the issue and produce solution is what determine their readiness to work well. As a result, employers will only hire graduate with high employability skill who can contribute to the company's success. My second point is self-attitude. According to Leadership IQ, a candidate attitude during an interview is a better predictor of future job performance. Let's say, if the interviewer asks a question about a colleague conflict, so a candidate who is interested in the interview will respond by negotiating with the colleague. They will show a respectful, intelligent, emotional attitude as well as positive approach to solve the conflict. However, most recent graduates are unprepared to answer this kind of question. So employers will assume that fresh graduates are unable to make independent decisions. Remember that they are only interested in graduates who not only have knowledge in their field, but also problem-solving skill. Thus, graduates who show resistance or inflexibility find it difficult to get a job. Therefore, I do not agree that recruitment and selection of fresh graduates in Malaysia are easy to handle. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sarah. That's a very interesting point. Fresh graduates lack employability skills and fail to demonstrate a good attitude. This is because the confidence, interest, and self-motivation of graduates are among the elements that add to their absence of employability abilities. This forum is getting interesting now. So, Miss Aisha, what's your opinion about the statement that Miss Sarah explained earlier? Would you like to encounter something or give more support and evidence in Sarah's opinions? I'm sure many of you would like to know our fourth panel opinions. Please welcome Miss Aisha.
Thank you, Sarah and moderator. I also agree with the statement that it's not easy to be employed if you are a fresh graduate because due to a huge amount of fresh graduates nowadays, they face a big competition among them as most of them apply for the same job position. This situation makes them have to be different from each other so that the employers can see they shine brightly among the others. In addition, some industries also face the same problem as they experience job competition and makes it harder for the fresh graduates to stand out even with their excellent exam result and experience. The job market is naturally going to be much more competitive year by year due to some reasons involving work situations. By that, I would say that fresh graduates have to always seek and know the real situation that is happening so that they will know what they have to do at the same time and they can study what could help them in standing up among the other applicants. It is necessary for the fresh graduates to always be up to date with recent things as the job's nature before because it is not always seen with the current or the future. In fact, the World Bank Group has estimated the global economy must provide over 500,000 new jobs by the year 2027. The second reason is I will say that the terms applied by the company, which most of them want candidates who have experience in the job they applied for. If we go through the job ads, we could see most companies want their candidates to have at least 1 year of work experience. By having the experience, employers might think the candidate already knows the job scope, so they can cut costs to provide the candidates with training. It is not wrong to have work experience before applying the job you wanted. It is not wrong to seek first work experience before applying for the desired job. This is because not all companies set the same term that the applicant must have the experience along with the position applied for because they only need employees who are already familiar or know the ins and outs of the business. Due to the very limited job opportunities in our country now, fresh graduates need to accept the fact that they cannot be so demanding in finding a job and realize that experience is one of the most important criteria before applying for a job or attending an interview. A recent survey showed 2/3 of employers look for graduates with relevant work experience because it helps them prepare for work and develop general business awareness. Importantly, 1/3 of employers felt that applicants did not have a satisfactory level of knowledge about their chosen career or job. So in my opinion, applying for a job as a fresh graduate is not an easy thing as long as you are ready to gain experience first and start the job you desire later than others. That's all from me. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Miss Aisha for your detailed and strong explanation. I love the word as a fresh graduate it is not easy. It's not a hard thing as long as you are ready to gain experience first and start the job you desire later than others. So yeah, thank you so much for our panels for sharing their opinions about our topic for today, which is it easy to be recruited and selected for a job as a fresh graduate in Malaysia? We can see that it has both advantage and also disadvantage in our topic. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for all panelists and all for spending your time in our discussion. May what we obtain today will be beneficial to everyone. Thank you very much and take care everyone.